Will, talk to me.
ABC Tuesday.
They took his daughter. She's coming home alive.
Will Trent, the series critics are calling powerful must-see TV, continues to thrill.
Shouldn't we strategize before we go in there?
If we screw up this case, a cop killer walks free.
With the riveting conclusion to a 2-part season premiere.
GBI!
Help me!
Get down!
Will Trent, all new Tuesday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. In today's episode, I wanted to overall talk on how, I'm not going to say all friendships don't last forever, but some friendships don't last forever. I feel like I need to clarify that because I was thinking, I'm like, okay, maybe I can title this episode Friendships Don't Last Forever. But no, I mean, there's friendships that I've had ever since I was a kid, and I'm like, and it's still going strong to this day. Like, there's a friend of mine's where it's like, he ain't really a friend. It's like, I'd full-blown consider him a brother. You know, but I've known him since I was 10 years old, even before him. And it's like there's people that I've known for like a good majority of my life. And so, yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, friendships like that. Yeah, like unless like something crazy happens in the middle of the friendship. And that's one thing about me. It's like I don't look for crazy things that happen in the friendship. You know, for the most part, I'm minding my own business, chilling, doing my own thing. I'm like, I don't try to get in the way, bother people, be doing stuff where it's like, yeah, you know, the friendship's gonna have to be questioned and stuff. Cause yeah, it's like, you know, you'll see things like that. You'll see when it's like something doesn't happen, and then yeah, next thing you know, it's all like you look up one day and it's like, dang, you know, you and that individual used to hang out all the time. What happened? It's like, you know, life was just life and things. I know that's not like a legitimate answer. It's like, obviously there's something deeper than that. But yeah, the only reason why I can say though, or not reason, but the motivation on why I'm doing this episode is because, yeah, just this past year, 2024, like, yeah, there were some friendships that I lost. And I'm like, dang, bruh, you know, and just even starting off this year, it's like, there's just people that I'm like, hey, you know what? If our paths cross, they cross. Hopefully it's something positive. If not, you go your way and I go my way. You know, that's all overall what I'm looking for now, just, you know, in life. Because I don't have time to be out here trying to, the thing is this, like, if I because I'm not going to be that type of person, like, unless you do or say something to me to upset me, that'll be the only reason why I'm like, nah, bruh, I ain't going to talk with that person. But for the most part, I would say that I'm a pretty forgiving person. You know, like, I could think back on, like, old friendships where it's like when an individual says something to me and I'm like, fam, you know, if this would have been a much more younger me that you were talking to, I would have let you have it. I'm saying I could think of a time where it was a old friend of mine's where it was right after, I believe, yeah, it was when my cousin, it was a cousin of mine's that got shot and killed at a party. So he performs at a party. I don't know what overall happened afterwards, but he left and somebody just, you know, I don't know if he was in the middle of a robbery or wrong place, wrong time, or beef, whatever the situation is. But yeah, he left a party after a performance, and somebody just randomly shot and killed him. And so I don't think it was random. I think whoever it was that shot and killed him knew what they were doing and stuff. So, but anyways, after that, I made it to, like, you know, pretty much like for me and things, I'm like, you know, if it's like a friend, or not a friend, but it's like a party where I know everybody there, then I'm like, okay, cool, you know, I'll chill at that party. But if there's random people that I do not know, I'm like, I don't like doing that, you know, like, I mean, like, you know, because just recently I was hanging out with a friend of mine's for her birthday, and there were random people there, and it was cool, you know, it's like, I can, like, read the crowd and being, you know, and it wasn't like, no, okay, like, there's gonna be a problem here and stuff, because if I felt like there was gonna be a problem, I definitely would have got up, excused myself, and been like, nah. But this was like the second time this had happened and things, and so, but overall though, I was like, yeah, you know, I'm not really a party scene person and stuff. But anyways, I remember it was an old friend of mine I was talking to, and I was telling them that. Like, I was like, I'm not going to any parties, because I think I had told them, I'm like, yeah, you know, my cousin just got shot and killed, and I'm like, I'm not even going to fool with parties anymore. So instead of, like, you know, comforting me in a situation where it's like, you know, this is a cousin of mine's, like, I went to school with him. Like, I remember me and him, we both went to the same elementary school for a little bit. And it was probably, we would have went to middle school and high school. I probably would have been at that party with them, if anything, you know. But overall, though, it's, yeah, you know, we did grow apart. But regardless, though, I go and I tell this friend, I'm like, I ain't fooling around with no more parties. Instead of comforting me, they go on and say, you ain't never been to a party before. Like, they're trying to get on me, I guess, for my newfound, I ain't gonna call it a hatred, but just overall, like, my outlook on parties. And I'm thinking to myself, fam, did you not just hear what I just said? I'm like, is this something where I'm like, you know, am I gonna have to, like, you know, dumb it down a little bit to let you know? I don't care, because I'm like, I know people are gonna probably be all like, fam, I'm like, they're like, you ain't worried that they might hear this? No, I don't care. I'm like, me and that individual, we stopped being friends years ago. So yeah, it's one of those things where I'm all like, I'm not tripping about it, you know. But it's one of those things, though, where it's like, how would that make you feel if you overall just lost somebody and somebody's questioning, I guess, like, how you're viewing something? I'm like, fam, you're dealing with a loss. I'm like, that's something where I've just, you know, throughout the years, I've dealt with loss. And I don't know, like, with me, I always try to find, like, a solution on how that loss could have been avoided and stuff, you know. And just saying, like, just, you know, overall losing, like, I lost numerous friends due to gun violence. And yeah, it's like this, and it's like family too. It's like, you know, my cousin, he wasn't the only one. Lost my uncle a couple years back. And it's one of those things where it's like, you know, situations like that, it can be avoided, you know. And if my thing is, like, I feel like I can avoid it by not going to a party, I'm like, that's how I'm going to avoid it. But no, I remember after they said that, I wasn't even talking with them the whole day. Usually we would talk all the time and stuff, the whole day and all that. I was even talking to this friend. I'm like, nah, I don't really have nothing to say to you. And I'm like, it's one of those things where I think if this would have been a much more younger and more rebellious me, like, I had to say by that time, because I was working in the at that cafe in Seattle. And yeah, I was like, I had to say, like, I kind of calmed down a little bit, you know, more so on how I viewed or just how I more so reacted to things. Because yeah, I feel like, you know, younger me definitely would have cussed this individual out. I'm like, I don't think you heard me correctly. So yeah, let me say it in a way where you can understand it and things. And it's like, okay, it's because it's things like I ain't gonna, you know, get to, because I'm like, I might mess around and make myself upset and things. But anyways, but yeah, it's like, it's stuff like that where it's like, you know, as the time goes on, and then when, like, a friendship overall, like, when more and more negative things happen, it's like the best thing that you can do is to leave that friendship, you know. Because that was a friendship where I was like, I felt like I was getting hurt more than, like, you know, actually showing that, like, I felt like I was giving out more love and respect than the friend was. So that's why I was like, yeah, one day I just let them know. I'm like, hey, look, you know, it's like, I think it's best if we just kind of go our separate ways, you know. I guess, you know, you have a good life, I'm gonna have a good life, and we just going about our business and stuff. And yeah, I just left it at that. That was the last thing I ever said to that person, because I was like, nah, it's just, to me, it's just when I look up and see, you know, what the friendship is, and I see that it ain't, you know, overall it's not like, you know, I'm not so much as benefiting from it, but, well, just, yeah, from a friendship perspective, where it's all like, you know, I feel good talking to you, like, I feel happiness, I ain't feel none of that, you know. So I'm like, why am I still friends with this person? You know, it's like, yeah, I guess I could have just ghosted them, but I'm not that type of person. I'm not an individual that's just be out here ghosting people and things. So I had to let them know, so it ain't something where it's like they left confused, questioning stuff and things. But anyways, but yeah, overall though, I felt like that, you know, I was on that end of the you know, on the friendship where I had to overall stop being friends with a person. But me being on the other end where somebody, and so last year I got ghosted twice by two people that I thought I was close with. And it was just, to me, like, I'm confused by it, because I'm like, the last conversations, and I have to say every conversation, it was never a negative conversation. So that's why I'm like, it just really tripped me out being ghosted by these two people, because I'm like, I guess, you know, it's a Kanye West quote. I guess we'll never know, you know, because yeah, it's I don't know. I know people will be thinking like, oh, you said something, you did something. I guarantee and I promise you, you can ask any friend of mine. I am not a person that's going to say or do things to hurt an individual. I'm like, you can ask people that I worked with at my old job. You can ask people that, you know, like just throughout my content creating career. What else? You know, friends I went to school with. I don't say things to just go out of my way and hurt a person's feelings and stuff, you know. So yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm like, it just really tripped me out looking up one day. So there's the one for I think I just talked on this not too long ago. Yeah, because I think I did an extra, and I think I might have said that I was going to do a full-length episode. Yeah, I guess it's now. But anyways, so the first friend, and I think with both situations it was because they got into a relationship. And I mean, hey, at the end of the day, you know, if you feel like yeah, you know, the relationship, and I mean overall it is, you know, a relationship, it is going to be more important than a friendship, you know, you overall, because it's like, I'm not living in that household, so it's like, you gonna be living in the household with that individual, and me being in the mix of it and things, yeah, I don't think that's gonna be a good look. So yeah, it's something where I'm all like, hey, you know, if that's how you feel, where it's all like, I am no longer a friend, I ain't tripping about it, you know. It's like, have a good life. What else, you know, like may all your blessings and the things you pray for, it comes to you and stuff. But anyways, but no, talking on the first friendship. So this is somebody that I've known, I had to say, longer than anybody. I've known this individual since preschool. So I was like, yeah, when I remember when I very first, like the very first preschool, I've only been to one preschool, but overall though, it was like, she was like it was either she was the first friend that I made or one of the first friends that I made. But and that's something that you just don't forget. You don't forget like one of the first few friends that you made and stuff. So anyways, I remember yeah, just throughout the years of us going through going to that elementary, because it was like a preschool / elementary school, and both me and her, we like chilled at the preschool and the elementary. Well, of course we had to go to school and stuff. So, but we were chill. We were cool with one another and things. And so anyways, at some point in time, I believe she had moved, because I remember, yeah, in the later years at that school, she wasn't even there no more. So I was like, dang, all right, well, but again, you know, that's just one of those friendships you're not going to forget and things. So anyways, fast forward, I believe, was it my adult years? It was either, because I'm trying to think, I don't think we were cool with each other while I was in high school. I think I ain't gonna lie, I think I did forget about her a little bit, because I'm trying to, it was either that or I couldn't find her like through social media at the time and things. But anyways, regardless, but overall though, no. So I remember though, like at some point in time, like we ended up getting in contact with one another. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, dope. You know, it's all like, hey, it's all like good talking to you again and things, all that stuff. But anyways, then yeah, like it was always like good conversations between the both of us. And then eventually she started following down the path of doing content creating. So I'm like, fam, that's right up my alley. I'm like, you're literally doing the one thing that I be trying to get everybody into doing. So I'm like, all right, cool, dope, you know. But and I told her that numerous times. I'm like, anytime you need help, camera work, what else, like, you know, intros, like that's one thing about it. It's like, where if there's a friend of mine's that, you know, contacts me and they're all like, hey, I want to get into content creating, I'm always more than happy to either give out some advice or just flat out help them. And you know, it just really depends on the friendship and things, and then what I'm doing that day, because I'm a busy person. You know, I feel like a lot of people don't know that. I feel like I'm having to tell people that a lot of times now recently. I'm like, I am a busy person. I got goals that I'm trying to meet this year. All right. But anyways, but overall though, like I said, it was like with this longer friendship, yeah, it was never a bad conversation ever. So anyways, I looked up one day and all of a sudden I just seen that I was unfollowed from every social media platform that we were, like, I guess, following each other on. And well, okay, maybe not every, but it was definitely, probably was my YouTube channel too. But overall, like, yeah, I did see it was on Instagram and TikTok. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what happened? What's going on? I'm like, what? And then that's when I was like, I think I remember a story that they posted like a few days prior when they got into a relationship, and I'm like, one of those relationships. I'm like, can't be friends of the with the opposite sex and things. I'm like, I mean, I guess like a part of me understands that, but then another part of me, like, I'm not gonna more so argue it with them, but that is something that I am going to, I guess, like have some sort of feelings towards, where it's all like, I guess like with me, when like the day I get into a serious relationship, hopefully she ain't one of them individuals where it's all like, nah, can't be friends with the opposite sex. Cause it's like, I had to say like one friendship that I made throughout my while I was working at that cafe in Seattle. This is somebody where I'm like, and I don't think I've never really sat down and told her this, but I'm like, you are somebody where it's like, I got your back. Like, I'm cool. Like, I had to say, like, this friendship is one of those, like, friendships where it's just, stuff just started happening naturally, where it's like, I ended up being cool with her family. And that's the crazy thing about it. And I'm like, I've never even met her family. Like, I've heard her sister be sending to me memes. And it's things like that where it's all like, again, it's, just talking on one of those friendships where it's all like, it doesn't even feel like a friendship. It feels like a full-blown, like, family member. It's like, I feel like I'm talking to, like, a cousin or something. But, yeah, overall, though, this was a friend of mine's at my old job when I worked at that cafe, where I'm all like, nah, like you one of the good ones, but she was in a relationship. No, she's full-blown married. She married, got a kid and stuff. And that was something where I'm like, and that's the thing. I'm like, I would have 100% respected that if, if it was a situation where it's like, okay, so yeah, let's say she started working at that cafe and she was like, I can't be cool with you and stuff. I got a man. I'm like, hey, I'm not trying to push up on you or anything. So I'm like, I'm just asking, like, do you know where like all the things are at? Cause I'm like, I know you're new here and stuff. So I'm just trying to help you out. And so, but, overall though, it's like, yeah, it's like, that's one thing about it. It's like, I'm always going to be respectful when a person's in a relationship. And I would say in my younger days, yeah, I would, well, not so much with her, but I'm like with, like if somebody that I'm, like attracted to or have a crush on or whatever, kid stuff, but yeah, as I get older, I'm like, nah, fam, like I see that TV show Cheaters, I see the movies, I'm not trying to be involved in those stuff like that, so I'm all like, I see, because I ended up like, it was like shortly after my friend, she started working at that place, we were following each other on social media, and I'm like, fam, you're in a happy relationship. I'm like, it would surprise me if it didn't lead to a marriage and a kid and stuff. So, but anyways, but yeah, overall though, it's like, that's just one of the friendships that I have where it's like the individuals in a relationship, and it's like, and it doesn't affect their, their life and things. But yeah, I guess, you just got some people out there where it's like, I wouldn't want to be in no relationship like that. I don't want to be in a relationship where it's all like, there's people that I've known for years. Like, there's people that were there for me during my darkest days, and I gotta stop being cool with them because they're a woman. I'm like, fam, that's literally the only other form of human beings that exist on earth besides men is women. I can't help it if I meet women in this, like, in my lifetime, So, yeah, it's just stuff like that that's weird. But overall, though, I am assuming that that's what the situation was, because no, the last conversation I remember I had with this friend, the one that just ghosted me, was I was overall telling them how I wanted them to be involved in a story that I was writing. And so they were cool with it. So I was like, I was going to write their part, but I ended up having to delete their, the chapter because I messed up. So it was the division story. And I ended up messing up because it was, like, I don't know what had happened. They had it where it was like my stuff was drafted, but then when I deleted the draft, it deleted the published story. And so I don't know what happened. And I was like, bro, I was upset by that. And I'm, somewhere I'm like, I had to like rewrite it. And I can't remember if I told them, but I think I was going to, at some point in time, rewrite their part in there and things. But yeah, it's just out of nowhere, they ghosted me, and I'm like, huh, all right, well, I guess you're going to be non-existent in this story. But yeah, had their part laid out, had it where it was like, it's going to work out and things, but I guess not. I'm like, I don't know. But anyways, and then the other friendship, I was like the one where the individual ghosted me, and that's another friendship where I'm like, I'm just as confused as the other. Like with this one, so with the first one, it was just more so an unfollowing everywhere. With this one, I got like, so I, because I feel like people might try to like find out who this person is. But yes, they are a content creator. They are a streamer. And it's something where I'm like, you can bring up the chat, never say, if I did say anything weird in chat, it was just I thought it was our sense of humor and stuff, because I'm like, every time when I would say something, she started cracking up about it and stuff. So that's why I was like, this one is just as confusing. But anyways, but I think it overall has a lot to do with the fact that she got into a relationship. So I just realized, because my food is cooking, so I'm going to try to hurry up and rush through this. So anyways, ended up being cool with this streamer. Never a bad conversation. At one point in time, we were talking every day. So I was all like, oh, this is like, front runner up of like, somebody being an important figure in my life, So anyways, it's like, but I had to say it did get to a point in time where it was like, we wasn't talking as much. It went from like every day to every other day to once a week to once a month to we'll talk when we can and stuff. So anyways, but that was one thing about it. Always supportive of their content creating career. Never once did we get into an argument, even with the other friendship. Never once did we get into an argument, like bad discussion or any of that stuff. Like, it was never a bad energy between us and stuff. So, but overall though, it had been some time since we had talked and things. But yeah, I guess like our like form of communication was like we would just view each other's story. I guess I don't know. Like, is that a form of conversation and things? Maybe I should talk on that in the next episode. Is viewing people's stories and liking their content or just stuff is like a form of conversation. But yeah. Anytime she will post on social media, liking her content. Anytime I post it, she's liking my content. So I thought the friendship was cool. All of a sudden, I look up one day and I seen that she was live, but I didn't see a notification, because usually she'll post a notification when she goes live and stuff. So anyways, I was all like, you know what? Nah, let me go into the stream, just see how she's doing. Just check up on her. Like, I ain't even trying to crack no jokes, be funny and all that. I just want to see how she's doing. Click on the stream, banned. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, what? I'm like, hold on for a second. I'm like, maybe this is a mistake or something. I searched her name up on Instagram. Nothing's popping up. And my thing is this, like, I know like a person ain't gonna just just up and just delete their stuff but then ban me. So I was like, okay, only other option, I got blocked on Instagram. Well, let me check Twitter. Or no, actually, I think I checked Twitter first, and then that's when I seen that I was blocked. Then when I searched her name up on Instagram, and I seen I was blocked on there, then I searched her name up on TikTok, and I'm like, dang, you blocked and banned me everywhere, and I don't even know what I did. But like I said, I think it had a lot to do with the fact that she got into a relationship, and I'm like, hey, you know what? If you felt that was the right thing to do, I ain't gonna take that away from you. It's just one of those things where I'm all like, you know what? I'm like, you just keep that same energy, because I don't want it to be a situation where it's like, okay, the relationship don't work out, and that's even for the other friendship. The relationship don't work out, and then you're all like, oh, well, let me go and see what Tyler has been up to or something. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry for him. I'm like, nah, save the apologies, save all that stuff. I'm like, you just keep that same energy, all right? I'm like, I think it was, friendship wasn't never meant to happen in the first place if you was that quick to let go of the friendship. So that's why I'm like, that's pretty much the energy that I'm on throughout, for not even just throughout 2025, for the rest of my life. Because, I just ain't got time to be out here, playing like hop in and hop out with a friendship and stuff like that. That ain't me. It's like, so it's like if something crazy happened, then okay, cool. That's when the friendship needs to be questioned. But if nothing crazy happening and it's like we overall cool with one another, I'm like, fam, what's going on, so that's why I'm all like, hey, you know what, just peace and blessings to them. I'm just gonna be over here in my own little area, my own little corner and stuff, just focused on me. That's honestly the best thing that you can do. I have to say, if you're that person where you're on the end where you have to unfriend somebody, it's probably for a good reason. Especially if it's like, if you know what the reason is, like they've done something to actually hurt you, then yes, 100% stop being cool with that person. But if you look up one day and you see that somebody's just not cool with you no more, accept it, move on. All right, so but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. Thank you guys, and peace.